Hello and welcome to my TMNT layer. Today guys, I'm going to be giving an update on the Ninja Turtles the Next Mutation line. And this question comes from a couple of followers of the channel and also a couple of friends that sometimes I meet up at conventions here and there, and they always ask me, oh, what lines are you trying to finish? What lines are you trying to almost complete? Or what else do you need for what figures of the line? And I never hear nobody ever really mention Ninja Turtles the Next Mutation line. I really believe this is a really underrated toy line that a lot of collectors and toy hunters don't really go after, I would say. I don't know if it was because the show wasn't that well, or maybe the figures, the molds weren't like right. But to me, I mean, these toys look pretty basic, like mostly like '90s action figures. Like if you really look at them closely, like you could tell they have the same design as other '90s action figures. They're pretty much the same. I don't know why people don't really collect this line, or it's a very underrated, underfollowed line. And they pretty had decent figures in this line. Like I would say, you know, it's like I know the show wasn't great. I know that by a fact. I know a lot of people didn't really even see this show because of the way how it was developed, the way how it was shown. Uh, it wasn't really, you know, have that much attention in the Ninja Turtle community. So I guess the show got canceled after like one season. This show took pretty bad hit, I would say. And they even introduced a new Ninja Turtle, which was Venus on the show. Um, Not even that helped the show. It was just a show that really was out there just like for a while, and then the next day or so, like you don't see the show anymore. Like it really got taken off the Fox Kids Network show, and that's it. This show was done. The figures, some of these figures were even canceled. A lot of bad things happened to this toy line and the show that a lot of collectors are not putting attention into this toy line. I know the figures aren't that great. If you look at them, they're pretty like basic figures. But I mean, that's how it was in that era. Like the '90s had a different style of action figures and their molds and how they came out, and they came out pretty decent for me. But a lot of people, like I say, they don't really mention this line. They don't even collect it. Um, I sometimes go to toy shows and I ask around. I'm like, "Do you have any Ninja Turtles, the Next Mutation action figures?" Um, they probably might have even one, or sometimes they don't even carry them. They're like, I don't have any of those. Uh, it's weird because this toy line wasn't really out there. I would say, in my opinion, there's very few figures out there as well, um, because it's not so much in demand that a lot of people don't really even like hunt for these toys. And believe it or not, there's a couple of action figures in this toy line that are pretty, I would say, pricey in there, because they didn't even get developed, or didn't even like or canceled, and they didn't even make it to the final review of the toy line. And that's what I think made this line even more harder to collect, in my opinion. Let me see if I could show you guys an example on one of these figures. Okay, like let's use this for example. And these were all the figures that were supposed to come out for this toy line. Most of these came out. Most of these but a lot of these didn't really even make it. I know Bone Steel. He's a very hard character to find. Pretty difficult to find, even carded, and also Silver. You know, and Doctor Queese. They canceled production on him. He was never released, so that was a big letdown for this show. These other ones came out, but even the Ninja Turtles are hard to find as well. Even carded. If you're looking for carded for these, it's gonna be a challenge, guys. You know, because I always try to keep an eye out on these, see if I can find them at toy conventions or toy hunts when I go out and hunt for figures. And I never really come across any of these, so it's pretty hard. I'm just lucky to have what I have right now and what I found, because I haven't had any luck with these figures. But like I said, some of these figures were great in the show. They were funny. They were kind of cheesy, I would say. But for the 90s show, these guys were like funny. If you're growing up and you were a teen and you were a kid around this time, these figures, they were funny. They were really funny villains. So, but it's sad that not a lot of these make it to production, and there's a lot of few of them that just weren't a lot in demand. So, but I still like this toy line. I always really want to complete this line because it was one of the shows that I grew up watching. I never finished it. I ended up finishing the show as an adult. As a kid, I only watched a few episodes here and there when they showed on the TV, but I never got to see it all. But now as an adult, I saw it all. I mean, I didn't have that same, hype, that same nostalgia as a kid when I was watching it. But I'm glad I actually finished this show. It was fun. I had good memories of it, and I'm glad I have a lot of these figures in my collection. Hopefully one day I'll have this whole line completed. But until then, I'm just gonna keep hunting, be on the lookout, try to find more of these figures for my collection. And if you guys see in this line, I think you guys should collect it. I think maybe in the future this line might be worth collecting, as I know it might get harder or maybe even more challenging, because the figures might be harder to find as well. So just keep an eye out. If you really like this, toy line, I definitely, recommend you guys check it out. I mean, I think in my opinion, it's worth collecting, even though it wasn't that great. But if you were a kid in the 90s and you saw this show, definitely, it's a must. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to, throw that out there and let you guys know about this toy line. So if you like these type of videos, guys, please leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell. That way you don't miss none of my videos. And I'll see you guys on the next one.